What I got here is the DJI Action 3. You have some action cameras that are really well built, and then you have these kind of action cameras that are freaking well built. And just to show you, don't try this at home, but see that? It still works. Everything works just fine. There's no lack of image quality or anything like that. It actually got so hot that it melted away the paint. The display got a little bit damaged, but there's nothing that makes it not work. If you look, everything works just as fine. The touch, changing of settings and changing of frame rates, everything is just as it should be, basically. Just the melted plastic up here that is coloring off on my thumb. That's a well-built camera. Oh, so that's where it went. Huh. I am very impressed that this camera is still rolling after driving across it 4 times with the car. Not something that I recommend, but it works just fine. Action cameras are usually not the best vlogging cameras, mainly because of the lack of isolated microphone and, you know, the image quality compared to a full frame. But this is more than feasible as a vlogging camera, because I think that this image is actually one of the best that I've ever seen on an action camera. What do you think about this new camera?
It's fantastic.
I've been using this camera now for quite some time, and I gotta say, I'm impressed not only by the image quality of the camera, but also how good that it actually sounds when I'm talking like this. That is something that a lot of action cameras doesn't have. A good microphone. I think that one of my favorite things with this camera is the fact that it is magnetic, so you can attach it basically wherever there is metal. That is something that I have been missing a whole lot from an action camera, because it definitely opens up the creative process for a lot of things. Even after torching this camera and running it over with my car, it still works. I'm very curious how good this performs when it comes to cool environments. What I got here is an infrared thermometer. Oh, sick. The display, 23 degrees. And I'm shooting myself in the face, a reading of 33 degrees Celsius on my skin. You might already know this, but these cans with compressed air are actually filled with butane. So when you flip them over and spray, things get very cold. The boiling point of butane is around 0 degrees Celsius. So we can turn this into sub-zero temperatures within the matter of seconds. As you can see, temperature of the camera is currently around 14 degrees Celsius, and it is currently recording in 4K 24 FPS. Introduce the coolness. Don't do this at home. It is literally freezing right now. A little bit here in the front as well. I don't know if you can see it, but it is actually freezing. I don't know about you, but I think that that is pretty darn impressive. Wow. The camera is still recording, by the way. I think you can see it through here. but just to show you that it still works. So -6 on this part of the metal, moving further, closer. Oh, -35 and then it's gone. Let's see, so we got -4, moving up, sub-zero temperatures all the way around the camera. And it still works. Wow. I've let it record now for 9 minutes, 10 minutes, still no issues, and I've been freezing it down a lot. This is still very cold here. Oh, this is minus. Wow. I know what you're thinking. Well, Peter, what about the battery life then? Well, you don't have to worry about the battery life. 47 minutes? Come on, we're gonna stop it right here. We have a little bit more than half the battery left. So you could let this run for another hour, 1.5, and it probably wouldn't be an issue with the battery. Another cool thing that I want to show you though is the battery case that you get when you're buying the Adventure combo. First off, you have all 3 batteries in one single compartment, which is charged by USB-C. But not only that, it actually works as a power bank. So for example, if you want to charge your Apple Watch or your iPhone, you can simply do that by plugging in cable and then hitting the button, making sure that it's turned on, and voila, charging. This, in my opinion, is just genius. Being able to have a power bank from the batteries of the Osmo, fantastic. Okay, the camera's been through enough, no need to torture it anymore, but I am impressed by this camera. Not only is it a very durable camera, but also the image quality, as I said, it looks great when it's coming out of this. And we actually used this when we were shooting the water gun fight together with my dad. We actually used this camera as sort of like a POV camera. And the way that we shot this was that I attached it like so onto my gun, and then with the magnetic, just smack dead on. And now you have a POV style kind of video that you can use whenever you want to have a little bit more intense action into the shot. And that was exactly what I wanted. This was something that was not possible to pull off with an A7S III because it would just be too tight, it would look weird, and it would also be very heavy to carry on a water gun like this. But one of the things that I like the most is that it has the magnetic attachment. It makes it so easy to just put it on there and then take it off. And if you want to have the vertical shot, then you can just put on the case and then you can use this, bam, just like that. And you have a vertical angle that you can use for Instagram and TikTok and all that kind of craziness that is going on. But also to be able to get the shot where I'm like pulling up the water gun and boom, firing in slow-mo, because that wouldn't simply be possible to do with an A7S III. And the way that we shot that was actually kind of funny because we were thinking like, okay, are we going to try to run backwards or what do we do? But the electronic stabilization in this camera is very smooth. So my buddy Anton just basically held the camera like that, pulled it up with me and the water gun and just gunned it. I did not think that the footage would look as smooth as it did. It just blows my mind how far action cameras have come ever since the first time that I tried one out back in like 2014. Again, the first action camera I had was a really bad one. I think that this camera is one of those cameras that will definitely last you for a very long time. And I like the fact that DJI is pushing the boundaries when it comes to how much a camera can take and how good the image quality actually looks. I would love to know what you think about this camera, so do drop a comment down below and I'm gonna try my best to get back to you if you have any questions. And thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, all that good stuff, and I would love to see you in the next video. Peter from Sweden, say goodbye.